Welcome back to our grade 10 maths lessons. I'm Miss Avinup, your maths teacher. In our last lesson, we were looking at radicals or surds, and we looked at adding and subtracting surds. Okay, in today's lesson, we are going to multiply and divide surds. Okay, multiplication and division of surds. All right. Now, few things we must remember, okay? When we are multiplying with surds, the first thing to do is simplify like we did in addition and subtraction of surds. We simplify, then we work with the coefficients and the radical after, okay? So let's have a look at multiplication first, all right? In multiplication, we need to simplify, then work with the coefficients of the radical, and after that we work with the numbers under the radical sign. Okay, so simple example here where we have root A times root B. Okay, root A times root B. There are no coefficients, so we go straight in and multiply the numbers under the radical sign. So we have square root of A times B, which will give us root AB. Okay? Now let's put in some numbers here so we can see how this is really working. Let's have a look at root, this is example 1, okay? Root 11 times root 7, all right? No coefficients, so go straight to the numbers under the radical sign. We have square root of 11 times 7, which will give us root of 77. This cannot be simplified, so this is your final answer, okay? Now let's move to example number 2. This time let's look at radicals with a coefficient, okay? Radicals with a coefficient. And let's see how we can simplify and work out. So 6 root 12 multiplied by 2 root 6. All right, 2 root 6. Now, in order to work this out, we have to work with the coefficients before the radical. But you will notice that the number 12 here can be simplified to factors which include one square number, okay? So let's do that. 6 times root of 4 times 3, okay, multiplied by 2 root 6, okay? Now, 4 is a square number, so square root of 4 is 2. 2 comes out, becomes a coefficient, all right? And we have left root 3 times root 2 root 6, okay? So 6 times 2 becomes 12, and this 12 is multiplied by 2 to give us 24, okay? Then we have root 3 times root 6, so 3 times 6 under the radical sign, okay? Now, 24 root 18, okay? 3 times 6 is 18. Now, this 18 can also be simplified, so we should do that before we give the final answer, okay? So 24, under the radical sign, we have 9 times 2. So our answer would be 24 times 3, okay, root 2, okay? 24 times 3 is 72 root 2, okay? This is the final answer to 6 root 12 times 2 root 6, okay? Now, one thing we must remember when we are multiplying our radicals is, let me make an important note here, if we multiply radicals with the same number under the radical sign, say for instance, root 2 times root 2, okay? This is saying that we are squaring square root of 2, okay? Remember, when you take the square root, it is the inverse to squaring a number. So this sign and the squaring sign here will cancel out, and you are left with 2. Okay. Now this is an important fact we must know because we are going to use it later in the next lesson we look at. Okay. So any number that is the same under the radical sign, these signs here cancel out. Squaring and square root cancel out, and the answer is the number that is under the radical sign. Okay. Now when we get to division, all right, with division, we work with the numbers under the radical sign are divided before we take the root sign. Okay, so let's look at one simple example first, and from there we will get to more trickier exercise. Okay, let's see example 1 under division. Okay, root 48 divided by root 3. Okay, this is simply saying that 48 is divided by 3, and then we take the square root. Okay, so 48 divided by 3 is 16. So root of 16, this is a perfect square, so our answer is 4. All right. So very easy. Now let's look at when there is a coefficient, okay? So example number 2, let's give our radical signs a coefficient and see how we can work that out. So we have 9 root 88 divided by 6 root 99, okay? 9 root 88 divided by 6 root 99. Now, we can rewrite this so we put out the fraction on its own. Okay, so 9 over 6 is multiplied by root of 88 divided by 99. All right. Once we've done this, we can simplify 88 and 99. Now, when I say simplify here, I don't mean simplify like what we did here. We are using the simple, simplifying the number, bringing it down to its unit terms. So 88 and 99 can be divided by 11. All right, so let's just write that here so we don't get confused. So we have 9 over 6, okay. Under the radical sign, we have 8 over 9. So 88 divided by 11 will give us 8, and 99 divided by 11 will give us 9, okay. Now, from this point, we are going to simplify in this manner here, okay. So what we are going to do, all right, let's have 9 multiplied by 4 times 2 divided by 6 multiplied by square root of 9 is 3, okay. Square number here, so that's going to come out here, 9 times 2 root 2 over 6 times 3 is 18, all right. So 9 times 2 is 18 multiplied by root 2 divided by 18, okay. Now when you see this happening, we have 18 root 2 multiplied, or sorry, divided by 18. So this will cancel out. 18 divided by 18 is 1. 18 divided by 18 is 1. So our final answer to this here is square root of 2. Okay, so root 2 is the final answer to square root of 48 divided by square root of 3. Okay, now remember, in multiplication, we multiply the numbers under the radical first. Okay, And in division, we divide the numbers under the radical before we move on with the working out. Keeping in mind that always simplify where possible, okay? Now, I hope you can join me for the next lesson. We'll be looking at rationalizing denominators. Join me then.